What's going on, guys? It's Scott with New Womb, and we've got vlog number today's 27th, so number 26. We're almost hitting that 30 mark, and I wanted to actually continue on, but much shorter, on something that came to mind while I was listening to Anthony talk about David and Goliath. He was talking about how David was kind of pitching like how he's killed lions and things like that in the past, and it was kind of like what like how you can't really be, he's not really scared of like certain things when he's got God on his side. So I don't know, I don't remember if it was Anthony that said this or if I just wrote it down as like David's advantage or how it worked out. But first of all, I just want one of my notes was like how can you gain an advantage when you're trying to lose weight, right? Most people will try and work harder. We'll try and work out like multiple times a day. People will look for fat burners. People will look for special like corsets that they put on and bands and bracelets and everything, right? Like people will try and find an advantage everywhere. Even Anthony, he mentioned that athletes, to get ahead, they'll like train, right? Practice, they'll watch tapes. Some will even take banned substances, something we see often in the fitness industry, right? So I mean, how do you gain an advantage? So I wish I could remember. I should try and listen to it a third time or a fourth time. But I wrote down like, what is a lion when God is on your side? So remember in the Bible that David was mentioning how he's like by his hand or by his sling, he's killed lions in the past that have tried to mess with his flock. And this was kind of like, I'm not afraid, or I'm not going to, or I feel like I have God on my side, so let me take on Goliath, right? So like I translated that into like what is your Goliath, right? And then it kind of reminded me of how we make dieting out to be so hard, how we make it out to be this like big giant in the room, right? Where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in a calorie deficit. I can't even think straight. I'm diet braining, like all this kind of stuff. So I put like, okay, so what is a calorie deficit when God's on your side? Do you know what I mean? Like if you are in a calorie deficit, how hard should that be? Even an aggressive diet, like calorie deficit, depending on your body fat levels, right? If you have quite high body fat levels, it's not that hard to diet. This is why on the program, I'm not sure if you heard of it, but the Adonis program, Adonis Index, why they can recommend that people who are quite obese can get down into 1,000 calories per day. Eating 1,000 calories per day sounds pretty crazy. It sounds pretty terrible, but guaranteed you ask some of these people that start out that way, and like it's hard for that first day, but then after that, your body adapts to using the body fat as fuel. And that's why you see people change so much so fast. So honestly, when God's on your side, a little calorie deficit is not going to be that tough. When you think about it in that sense, and you have this internal power and you have access to this like energy of God within you, that it doesn't matter like if I'm not eating like a few hundred calories a day. So I mean, let's try and let's try and get rid of this aspect that actually trying to lose some weight and getting into a deficit of calories and energy is actually something that's really, really that tough. Okay, and let's look at it with a joyful heart. So, like in the past, like I've had some really struggling days. I can feel myself, almost feel like my body is actually releasing fat for energy. It's a weird feeling. Perhaps you've had that feeling as well, but I can feel it. Like I feel a little hungry, but then I feel like something's kicking in, something's taking over, right? And I mean, this is the way we've been designed. So, um, and this is the way it's supposed to be if we're actually carrying that extra bit of body fat. So when you are in that deficit, it's gonna take it. You know, it's not a bad thing. It's a normal thing. Your weight is correcting itself, right? So guys, like it is tough. Don't get me wrong, but when you think about it from another point of view, and you actually realize that you don't have to be negative, or you don't have to let the the deficit affect your mood, because it's all correcting and it's all working itself out for the greater good, then it doesn't even matter. Like that's how I've been looking at it. Today, yesterday, I ate higher fat than normal. I was still in a deficit in calories, but I felt amazing. Not because of fats, I just felt like more fats that day. But I ate, let's say I ate about 600 more calories than normal. The deficit that I was eating in was still small, but I was still eating a deficit. And so I was still losing fat, right? Or losing weight. Slower, but granted, I was still moving forward. Today, then, I felt a million times better. Like, unreal, the calmness that I had compared to the days before. So, I mean, I didn't even, you could call it a refeed, I guess, right? But I didn't eat over my calories. I didn't eat high carbs, that kind of thing. I ate, what did I eat? Like, I ate cookie butter and peanut butter. I had like, what was it? I had 3 servings of peanut butter, 4 servings of cookie butter. It was pretty good. I even had like oats, 3 packs of oatmeal. It was a pretty good day, and I felt really good. Um, so guys, don't make the deficit out to be some kind of giant or Goliath in your life, because I mean, what is that? What is a calorie deficit when you have the body fat to lose when God's on your side? All right, so I'm gonna end it now because it's almost 10 minutes and it's gotten way longer than I expected. But guys, check out newwomb.io. I actually changed up some t-shirts today. I was trying to do way too much. Way too early. I've changed everything to workout shirts. Way cheaper, better deals, and they look awesome still. So go pre-order. We're looking at getting some stock in very, very, very soon. Our first run of orders is actually in the screen room right now, so it's pretty much on its way within the next week or less. So we're pretty pumped. I can't wait to get the actual shirts in. Start working on some product photography, getting people in those shirts, and showing you what's going on with everything. It's exciting. We look for your support, and thanks for watching if you made it this far. Later, guys. Bye.